Well, we're getting ready for our podcast.
We sure are.
Doing our warm-up, making sure we stay hydrated. Oh, studio audience at home. Let's try this again.
That's an outtake.
Hi, I'm Larry DeLuca.
And I'm Kristi Grahl.
And we want to welcome you back
to the Ducking Burnout podcast.
Brought to you from the sunny shores of Happy Duck Summer Camp.
So I guess, Kristi, I'm going to interview you today.
All right. I'm ready.
So what are like, well, I guess the first thing is, one of the things we always talk about, those of us who have been to Hawaii a few times, is how each island is different. And what is it that makes the Big Island unique for you and makes it, as I think it is, your favorite island?
Yeah, it's truly my second home.
Mm-hmm.
I feel very comfortable here. I love this island. It speaks to me, as some would say. I think a big part of it is that it is more rural than the other islands. You tend to be out in the middle of lava fields or at resorts that have these beautiful towering palm trees.
Yeah, in the background.
There are some beaches here. You have to do a little work to find most of them. So you either need to have a four-wheel drive or take a nice hike to find them. But there are some beautiful beaches here, and some that are county parks like Hapuna and Magic Sands and things that you could find just by finding the tourist spots and staying.
So nature, quiet, peaceful, away from the hubbub.
The vibe of the island.
Yeah, absolutely the vibe. The vibe is super, super cool
I
here.
think you need to consider that as well. It's very chill here. It turned me from a complete type A personality into my A/B that I am now, which is fantastic. So all the laid back stuff. I guess I blame some of my hippie heritage too, but other than that, I think it took all of the type A tendencies that I did have and turned them into more relaxed, more chill, more able to take on the world in a way.
Well, how does that relate to wellness?
I think it has a big relation to wellness. I think, we've been here for almost a week now, Larry, and I think all of us feel different than when we arrived. We have no place to rush to vibe.
Yep.
We take everything in stride. We are just chilling today, and we actually have to get on a plane tonight, and I'm not in the least bit worried about it, other than we have to go home.
I'm not in the least bit excited about it because I don't want to get on the plane.
I don't either. I think we just want to stay here.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we all just want to stay now that we're here.
Yeah, we're retiring or recruiting to get people to work here with us. We haven't decided yet. But yeah, that's definitely in the Oh boy, it's 20 questions. It's my turn.
Here we go. So Larry, what's your favorite part of this island?
Well, there's Lava Beach Club because they have great food.
And great lava beach. What are they called?
Lava flows. Yes, that's really sad. We haven't even had any drink. We can't remember it yet. Our favorite drink.
Lava flows.
And then I got that cool bamboo cup, and I still have no idea what was in it.
You had a Mai Tai.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
It was a lovely Mai Tai.
It was really good.
Lots of different flavors in it, and it had a bamboo straw.
Yeah, and Kristi saved me from excessive alcohol consumption by knocking it over halfway through, which was good because it was huge.
So this wasn't the first drink we've knocked over.
No, it's true, right?
We've knocked over multiple
kind of
drinks
doing that.
on this trip. Yeah.
But I think one of the other things I love, that's my other favorite thing, is Black Sand Beach, where the turtles are.
Where the sea turtles come up.
And it's really black sand because it's made of, is it made of lava?
It is lava. So what happens is when the magma, is it magma? It's lava.
Lava.
Well, it's magma when it's in the earth. It's lava when it's
comes
flowing.
out. Okay.
So when the lava hits the ocean, it's such a temperature change that sometimes it just explodes. And you get this beautiful black sand because of all the particles that are made that way. That's incidentally how they got the green sand beach too.
Yeah,
because
the green sand beach might be my favorite place, except we didn't get there this trip. We're trying. It's on our list.
Some of you who come to the conference will want to go, and we'll take an expedition down there. I think we should.
I liked, and we'll show these later, I like the art store. We're going to talk about that when we talk about Happy Doc Hawaii.
Loved that.
Just because we had so much fun making art ourselves, and they were very supportive, and it was very cool, and mine turned out not that bad despite how I thought it was going to turn out.
It was beautiful. Don't listen to him. He did a really nice job. He mixed some great colors. Spoken from artist. Here.
And my other favorite part, I do like the resorts here. I really, really do. Now that said, if you are a resorty person, you will like them very much.
Yeah.
If you're I'm not really a resorty person, there are like what are we called, VBROs or something and that kind of stuff. VRBOs, yeah.
Yeah,
One of those.
Airbnb. There's a lot
Other
of places
options.
you could stay, for sure.
And if you want to stay somewhere with a Target and a Costco and stuff like that, you can go to the Hilo side because they have all that
Kona
stuff.
side.
Oh, they have it in
Yeah,
Kona
they
side
do.
too. I know, it's shocking.
It's
I didn't
great.
think there was anything other than that
We
stuff.
have all kinds of things on the side of that.
Oh, and that cool restaurant where there's the bench out front and that little, is he a pirate or is he captain?
Oh,
What is he?
yeah.
I had a picture of you and Macy there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So, Kristi, we've been talking a lot about the Kona side. Why don't you talk a little bit about the Hilo side?
Sure. Well, the Hilo side is fantastic, as is the Kona side. But the Hilo side is actually a little more rainy. It's more like a rainforest. And so you get all the vegetation that comes along with that. It's absolutely lush. It's beautiful. There are so many fun things to do over there. There are restaurants over there that I love, like the Hilo Burger Joint.
It was so good. We ate there.
Yeah, Ken's House of Pancakes is fun. That's a good breakfast slash lunch slash any time of day because it's open 24 hours spot. And things like that. There's also a lot of black sand beach parks. If you travel out a strip just a little ways out from Kona or from Hilo. From Hilo, there are a number of little black sand beach parks that are great for snorkeling. One is Onikahakaha, the other is Richardson's that come to mind. These are beautiful little beach places that you can stop. Great for swimming, for snorkeling, for whatever you want to do, and for just watching the waves crash against the rocks.
Oh yeah, because it's just beautiful here. I mean, you could hear in the background a little, actually not hearing the ocean, you're hearing a waterfall in the pool. But some of the other video clips you'll hear real ocean. And I'll make sure I put a couple clips in because the sea was very, very uncharacteristically rough here. And we were at one of the resorts where the one where Happy Dock is going to be, the outrigger, and they had closed actually some of the beachfront places just for safety reasons. But that was okay because it was so cool watching these ginormous waves crash.
The ocean was angry.
It was. It was angry.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Another thing that you may want to visit while you're here is the volcano.
Oh yeah, the volcano.
So Volcano National Park, one of the parts of it, another part is over on Maui, but one of the parts of the Volcano National Park is here on the Big Island. It's over near Hilo. It's about a 40-minute drive out of Hilo. You would cross to that side to be able to see it, and it's about an hour and a half from the Kona side.
Not too bad.
Right now, unfortunately, the day before we went over to see the crater, it stopped doing really much of anything. So it wasn't glowing or having active lava flow in it at this time. But maybe by the time we're there again in September, something will have started.
But
and
we
it'll be
always
fun
have
to see.
We always have weird volcano days. Because the first time she took me to see the volcano, it was foggy. So we went up to observation window and it was a completely uniform medium gray and you could see nothing at all.
And I was like, trust me, there's a crater there.
And I was just laughing so hard because it was such a hoot. I probably have a picture of that somewhere because I thought it was such a riot. I took a lot of pictures.
But there are other fun things to do in the park. You can walk through a lava tube.
Right, we did that. That was
There are
very cool.
Multiple hiking trails, one across a small crater called Kilauea Iki.
And we saw the petroglyphs.
And we saw the petroglyphs.
Yeah.
So, and then there's a sea archway at the end of Chaina Craters Road, which also would be something that might be fun to visit.
Yes.
All right, Larry, so while we're talking about this, maybe you can tell our followers a little bit about why we picked the Big Island to do this conference.
Well, it was kind of a bunch of factors all came together in the right way. We had a contact at the Outrigger Resort who we talked to. They really bought into what we were trying to do. They were very enthusiastic about the program, and we got the impression actually from them, and even more so when we went on our site visit, that they were going to be really, really supportive of what Happy Dock wants to be about. And I think that's important. No matter where it is that Happy Dock is, if our conference center is behind us, that makes a much better program for all of us. So I think that was a big part of it. You know, they did things like They gave us a conference room with a window that looks out on the ocean.
Oh my God, it's amazing. It is
so
seriously
cool.
amazing. You guys have to come just to see that.
Yes. And then the reception, we shouldn't probably tell them all the good stuff. But there's going to be some cool stuff.
We have so many surprises in store.
And if you go to the
It's so
website,
amazing.
you'll see some of the things that are going to be available to do. And you know the Happy Doc rule, nothing's required, everything's fun, do what you want, do when you want. And we will make sure that whether you're coming for the conference itself only, or for the pre-conference time, or even if you're going to stay after the conference, that we give you a bunch of interesting things to do. So we promise you, you're going to have a good time.
I don't know how you can. It's Hawaii.
Yeah. Well, I guess, and then the other things so the conference center was great. The other thing too, as we talked about, is, there's a lot of places in Hawaii you can host a conference. And I think the most common place people host a Honolulu Convention Center.
Probably, yeah.
I
that
love
makes
the
sense.
Honolulu Convention Center. I love Honolulu. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, there's so much great food there.
And
It's-
Waikiki Beach.
Right.
Oh my God, you guys. That is like the most iconic beach in the entire island.
Perhaps, yes, absolutely. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to bring you all somewhere where the pace was a little slower, so that you weren't feeling like you do so many times at a conference, like you had to rush from room to room, like you had to get to this and that. And like there was a whole bunch of requirements, because there aren't. All you have to do is show up and hang out and have, do we require they have a good time?
Eh,
We hope you do, but
there's
if
no
you
way
want to
you
be
won't.
miserable and that's your thing,
There's no
if that's your
way.
jam, fine. We won't interfere with that, we promise.
that's right.
But in terms of the way the conference is going to be structured, we're going to have a reception the first night, and that's going to be fun, and it's going to be cool, and there'll be some cool surprises, and a little chit chat. We may call it a keynote, but it's a keynote kind of chit chat. It'll be fine. Then we'll have the next 2 days. There'll be morning things from 9 to noon. There'll be breakfast on the beginning, and there'll be lunch on the end, and then there'll be an afternoon free to do what you want. And we'll be, as we go on, kind of updating the different activities that we will have for people available to do this. So keep checking back at the website and see what is things that are interest you. And of course, nothing is required. So if you're like, you know what, I just want to go sit for all afternoon at Black Sand Beach, or I want to go find Green Sand Beach, totally up to you.
exactly.
If you want to do a wine tasting, totally up to you. If you want to go to Volcano Beach, totally up to you. All good. And
they've heard our commercial. I feel like
Yep,
we
they
gave a
have,
huge commercial.
right.
Maybe we should talk a little wellness now.
oh, that's a good idea.
Like, what does vacation do for you, Larry? Like, what do you get out of coming on vacation, especially to a place like Hawaii?
Well, I get to hang with friends who are a chosen family. That's the best part.
That is,
I
couldn't be
am
said better.
The best part of it. And goodness gracious, I wanted to do this so bad. I worked like 19 of 28 days in February to pull it off.
Oh, talk about not wellness.
So we proceed not wellness with wellness. But that kind of brings up, I think, a serious point too, which is that if you're going to work extra or suffer a little bit for deferred gratification, that's okay as long as the gratification's there. And I think keeping that larger picture about it, because a lot of times we don't get to do what we want all the time, but we get to do things if we work toward them and choose a little
Yeah.
bit. We got to do this. It's been great.
I think, though, as medical professionals, we
Yes.
are experts at that delayed gratification.
Yes.
And, we talked in the last episode about how maybe that wasn't so healthy.
Yeah, too much delay and not enough gratification.
That's right.
So, plan for those things. And one of the things that I did, you're going to laugh at it, it's kind of stupid stuff. I made sure all my charts were signed before I left.
Oh my God.
I
that
still
is
got a
amazing.
note going, hey, can you write this
I
procedure
did
note?
too. I got a,
Right?
hey, can you check
And I said,
your charts?
I'm like, usually the residents do that. And she's like, okay, I'll ask the residents do it. I said, great, I got out of that one. I'll sign it when I get
take care
back.
of mine when I get back. But I told them I'm out of town and I will
Right.
take care of it when I get there.
Yeah, I'm not on the suspension list for a whole week. Woohoo! But that was actually, planning around these things too. I think that's really important with emergency, because we do so many things at once. You're eating while you're trying to do some CME, while somebody thrusts an EKG in your face, while someone says, can you just keep doing chest compressions till I come back from break?
It's whack-a-mole.
Right, all the time. And something that we do here with Happy Doc, I think, is that we put people in places where they're forced to take a little time, where they're forced to take a little break. It's about the only thing we force you to do. We force you to not do, or at least have the option to not do. You know, if you're going to bring 3 cell phones and you want to set up a panorama thing and, you know, manage 4 calls at once, great, fine.
Great.
But
You do you.
we want to give you a space where you can step back a little bit and think about things. It doesn't mean thinking necessarily just about yourself, but it's thinking about things around you, thinking about the ways in which you interface with your world, and things that you might do either in yourself or with your world to change to make that a bit better. You won't replace the EHR, but you may be able to get it to work a little better so that it saves you some charting time, and that's still a big win.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's just a refresh and renewal. It's a chance to really just get back in touch with myself and
Yeah.
with my family and with my very, very good friends who are my family, and to just have a fresh outlook on everything. And yes, I have to go back to work. Yes, I'm not super thrilled about that, but I think it gives me a different perspective on it. And that's really important.
What's really important to my wellness is I already have my plane tickets booked for the trip in September.
You're going on your next trip.
Well, you're going on our next trip.
I'm going on your next trip.
This
I'm
is
coming
Happy Doc,
here.
right?
Yes.
So yeah, we're all set. We know we're coming back, and that's exciting.
I have to buy my plane ticket. I got to do that.
And
Someone remind me.
And this comes back to what we were saying about like Honolulu. I love Honolulu. But we wanted to hold this here to give people a little breathing room. It's too easy in the city to get caught up in all those
Hustle and
big
bustle.
city things. And their ramen restaurant that I love that you wait in line for 45 minutes for, and it's so worth it.
You
when
and
get there,
ramen. I'm
'cause the
going to
ramen
buy
is so
you
great.
ramen and just cook it like I did in college
That sounds great.
in a hot pot.
Ah, homemade. But the best thing is that what we do is we allow people to have a little space and a little room and not so many competing demands on your time.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see, what else should we tell them?
I
We already told
think
them
we're
enough?
ready to wrap up,
Oh,
Larry.
I think so. All right. Well, live from Kingsland Resort, who pays us no money to do these little endorsements.
No,
But
and
they could.
They
Hint,
could.
hint. Yeah, we'd be
Maybe
good
we
with
could
that.
come here.
Totally. You know, as soon as we
sometime.
get 50 subscribers, we can start doing a commercial.
Tell your friends and family.
I know, I want to like do things like, hi, this is how these families eat delicious. I don't get paid by them yet either.
We will.
Maybe we'll advertise for clothes.
Trademarked.
Love it.
Okay.
All right. Anyway.
Join us for Happy Doc, Docs in the Wild.
Yep.
dates.
June 23rd through 25th, just outside of Seattle in Packwood, Washington. And we will also be here, of course, from the 24th to the 27th of September at the Outrigger Resort, which we haven't told you about yet. So I know about the Outrigger Resort.
Lest
So what we've
anyone
been-
wonder, we are not the Siskel and Ebert of resorts.
It's true. But if we were, we'd probably give this place 2 thumbs up.
Enthusiastic.
For Happy Doc Hawaii. And it's going to be really, really an incredible program. We are so excited about this because it's something unique that we really haven't done yet.
That's right. So if you want to sign up, check the show notes or go to www.happydocsummercamp.com. We
Yep.
hope to see you there.
All right, so this is Larry,
And Kristi.
and we are signing off from the Ducking Burnout podcast. Okay. Auto-correcting your life.
Yeah, sleep auto-correcting.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Let's try this
I
again.
said the wrong
Ahui ho. Right, we're supposed to say Ahui ho.
Aloha.
In the middle of the ocean, you and I beneath the moonlight, just the monkeys and the palm trees.
Thanks so much for tuning into the Ducking Burnout podcast. Today's podcast was brought to you by The Color Brown, The Number 2, and COVID-19. No ducks were harmed in the making of this podcast.
Well, there's no island at all. It's just a picture.
Copyright 2023 by Angels of Hippocrates, Happy Doc Summer Camp, all rights and ducks reserved.
In the middle of an island, in the middle of the ocean, you and I beneath the moonlight, in a paradise for two.
Beautiful. Wow. You know what I just noticed?
Thank you.
I just, oh
that?
my gosh, we got applause from over there too. Thank you. I just noticed that your ukulele, no, don't turn,
Does
has
it?
the big island.
It does, yep, right there.
Right there.
Yeah,
That
really
is so
Believe it or
cool.
not, when I was standing in the ukulele
Wow.
store, I was looking for something